It will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars. It will be up to the accused to prove to the court why they can be trusted to be released.
After months of ratcheting up pressure from across the country, the Prime Minister today announced details of a new bail reform bill. In addition to reverse onus for major crimes, it would amend the criminal code to allow consecutive sentencing for those convicted of multiple crimes, end conditional sentences for a series of sexual offenses, and impose tougher penalties for organized retail thefts. Reaction is pouring in tonight, including from right here in Manitoba. But will these proposed changes translate to improved safety? Standing by live with local reaction is CTV's Danton Unger. So Danton, what are local leaders here having to say about this?
Well, Marilee, both the Premier and Winnipeg's Mayor shared cautious optimism today. They say there's a need for legislative changes and they're hopeful the Prime Minister's plan will make a difference. Now, that hope is shared by a local business who is being faced with crime every day. At Cobra Collectibles on Sargent, owner Michael Paye says businesses in the West End are fed up with a near revolving door of shoplifters.
The biggest problem is these people, we've had people arrested and the same day we saw them out again.
He hopes new bail reform measures announced by the Prime Minister Thursday may help.
The catch and release has not been working.
Harsher penalties on organized retail theft is just one aspect of Mark Carney's proposed bail reform legislation, which will target serious crimes and put the onus on an accused to prove why the court should release them on bail.
This is how the federal government can help municipalities and provinces get criminals off the streets.
My first repeat offender bulletin is about a real-world convicted carjacker and 7 disturbing assault charges.
It's welcome news for Winnipeg Mayor Scott Gillingham, who has been releasing these weekly bulletins, highlighting specific cases where people released on bail went on to commit more serious crimes.
We cannot just stand by and let violent repeat criminals continue to be out on our streets, wreaking havoc and being a threat to our community. We need legislative changes. I'm glad to hear today's announcement.
A sentiment echoed by Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew.
It's encouraging to hear some of the announcements today. I hope it's going to make a difference.
But University of Manitoba law professor Brandon Trask says he has some doubts.
I think there's more of sort of a political element to this necessarily than a legal element.
That's because he says there are already checks and balances in place when it comes to bail.
The status quo is not that absolutely everybody gets out, right? The reality is in Manitoba, roughly 75% of people in provincial custody are on remand.
At Paye's shop, he hopes these new measures will make a difference, but says bail reform is only part of the solution.
Aim at the root and focus on that.
Now, later this month, Mayor Gillingham will be heading to Ottawa to continue calling for more bail reform. He's set to testify at a House of Commons Standing Committee on Justice and Human Rights next Tuesday.